reference 1. Let's highlight it so everybody can see it. Where's my highlighter? Here we go. Right, reference 1. He talks about Stuart, another name, Stuart Holysoid, of a book entitled Minds Without Boundaries, published by Aldous Books in London, and page 64. He actually gives a reference of like where he found this at, which is like, okay, you didn't reference the Quran, you didn't reference any hadiths, but I'm going to reference this to let you know, like, I know what I'm talking about with this whole crap, right? So let's look it up. Let's see what this is, right? Let's which we did for you guys, in case you guys are. Let's look up this book. Okay, let's go back.
Oh wait.
Hold on. So there's the cover, right? The Supernatural.
Yeah.
Minds Without Boundaries. Okay, this is the support he's using for his fiction he's trying to sell y'all. So as you open up the book, and unfortunately it's a preview, and I wouldn't suggest anybody buy this or whatever, but you go through it. What do you see right here?
The Demon Cross. And that is Bahamut.
The Baphomet or whatever it's called. Yeah, that's oof.
It's they're in this, and it's not like it's just something on the side. This is what the book. You have the cover. The next thing you see is this satanic marking, like basically like introduce that this is the book.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Whether they're putting a spell on it, marking whatever these Satanist, devil worshippers, black magic people do, they're marking this book with the mark of Satan.
And so you have to ask yourself, just logically, you don't even really need to go into what a sheikh says, what the scholar says. I mean, just think about this. You're supposed to be a Muslim, and we already know that Shaitan, Satan, whatever you want to call him, is your avowed enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So if this book that he's talking about is going to bring you closer to God and make you whatever he's trying to do, if he's trying to say it has something to do with Islam, why is he reading books by Satanists and definitely encouraged and enlightened by Shaitan to help you to then somehow that's going to help you get closer to Allah?
Yep.
Don't you see where this is going? This has been it all along. Before we even knew about this book, we kept saying this is the work of Shaitan. It's just not compatible. If it goes against what Allah and His Messenger say, it's automatically going to be something that is going to be inspired or endorsed by Shaitan. It's just the way it works. That's why Allah says every innovation leads one astray. Everything that leads you astray leads to the fire. Why? This is the same thing, but it's the same thing, but it's on steroids. You're going straight to the source. They're basically telling you, hey, Shaitan here. You go any further. This is basically that's telling you, you know how I'm not gonna say, but sometimes it's like, yo, are you 18? Are you old enough to enter here? This, that, and other. Okay. Click here if it's yes. That means basically this right here is saying Shaitan is here. Okay. Everything else in this book is from Shaitan. Shaitan is inviting you to this. Keep reading if you want more. That's literally what this little symbol right here on the screen is showing you. I mean, that's it.
Yep. And like, just so you guys know, oh, they're making this up. It's not the right book or whatever. Let's go through to confirm, because we want everybody to confirm. Like, we do our due diligence. We just don't wing it. I got the name wrong, but it's very close. But
I mean, that probably was the right name. Gilani probably got the name wrong in reality.
Well, let's see actually, because let's see, because we don't have the whole book, but they do give us. They give us enough. Let me zoom out a little bit so people can see. Minds Without Boundaries by Stuart Holward, the Danbury Press. This is the right book, right?
Yep.
Correct book. Let's confirm even more. They give a little outline. Remember, he said page. Look, Harry Price and his contemporary. So he did have the name wrong.
See, like bro, this man
it was Harry Price.
It's the own garbage.
See, I'm editing your guys' black book. He should have put Harry Price. He had the damn name wrong. Harry Price and his contemporaries. He said page 64. That section is between 46 and 68. So this is the right book. And to add insult to injury, we go to the back of the book, which is on the back of the book. Stop for love. We shouldn't be laughing about because this, to be to be real serious for a second, when I found this today, I actually got extremely pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
I like kind of ruined my day. It pissed me off to just how bad this actually is. So when you write a book and you publish a book, you put on the back the most important parts of the book because you want to tell the people this is what you're going to get when you read the book.
Yep.
Right?
A summary. Yep.
What's on the back of this book?
The devil.
Satan.
Yep.
Listen, like whenever you read a book, like whenever you look at a book, you will turn the book over to get the little summary.
Mm-hmm.
So this is amazing. Not only is this amazing, but another thing just popped in my mind. Do you remember when this dude said two things actually? I don't need these books. You know, he doesn't need books for his giving his discourses and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But he needed a book for this and referenced it. So also he allegedly was taught in the spiritual world. So why are you using books at all?
Yo.
Why are you using books at all? You were taught in the spiritual world. He took you up and taught you everything that you needed to know. But here you are. Not only are you a liar because you do need books, but you're also using books that are from Shaitan, straight up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, it's basically saying, hey, Shaitan here, I'm giving you any information that you get in this book. How can you use it except for as a refutation? You think you're going to find something from Shaitan that's going to support anything? And that's why everything in this book, his book, this black book or whatever, has been contrary to Islam. Why? Because it's from Shaitan. This is where his references are. And if you know anything about how you use references, right? A person is going to use a reference. I mean, sometimes you do use a reference. You might not have even read the book at all. You just like, is that quoting that?
You got to quote it a hit.
Yeah, you got like, yes.
I need 5 sources, bro. 5 sources.
You got to have 5 sources so you get
the paper in. Yep.
But we're sure. I mean, no way that your great Sheikh Mubarik Gilani just is referencing a book that he didn't even read to pretend. Because listen, as students, we already know. Sometimes we pretend like we read a book. We do pretend, but it's just to get the grade. So is Mubarik Gilani doing one or two things? He's a liar and a pretender. He's pretending that he knows some information that he really doesn't know, which that would be the lesser of the two. Yeah. He pretended. Someone said, "Oh yeah, there's a quote here," and he just like, "Okay, yeah, let me throw this quote in there." He doesn't really know the man who wrote the book. He doesn't really know what the book is about. He didn't even look at the cover or nothing. I mean, it does happen to students sometimes. Sometimes we'd be like, yeah, I just need to get this done.
Yep.
But he's telling you this book is going to lead you to some humanoid or some great place and do something spiritual to you that at least he's saying that Allah is going to be pleased with. And this book he's using for support. How? Yeah. I mean, forget about us that we're saying this. Okay, lots of people hate us. Okay, or at least, people in TMY. I get it. Leave our voices on our faces out of it and just think about this. This man allegedly read this book and felt like this book was useful to bring you closer to Allah. Mm-hmm. And so much so that he put it and he used it in his book. What is he doing reading this book? What is he even doing reading it?
Yeah.
How do you even find it?
How many, like, okay, we already covered, like, the Quran and Hadith. They're not gonna be referenced in here. Maybe we'll find a couple, whatever. So far, nada, right? Mm-hmm. Where's the books by the great scholars of Islam?
Exactly.
Where's those references? You're Sufi, right? Okay. Where's the books reference like the acceptable Sufi sheikhs, Imam Ghazali, Sheikh Abdul Qadir Jilani, all these different people that have written tons and tons of books, right? And just to think about somebody, a Muslim, going to a bookstore or wherever, picking this book up, flipping it over, seeing a clear devil-worshipping symbol on the back, and be like, hey, I want to read this.
I would love to hear one brave, one TMOA man or woman with a spine that can explain how their sheikh was using a devil worshiper's book for source, like using a book from Satanists. Like how? Explain it to me how this book got in your, this book, Fitrah Muhammadi, whatever this joint is called, the black book, the shirk book, whatever it is. Yeah. How did they get there? Just explain it to me. I mean, stop being cowards. I mean, stop being cowards and just say, hey, this is the reason why it's there. And we understand it. If you don't understand it, then you've been fooled. You've been taken for a ride. He got you. He got you.
I'll give you what, because I've heard someone say it before. Not specific to this, because it's the first time I found out about this part about it. But some people in TMOA will try to support the idea of learning about black magic, right? In an effort to, like, you have to learn about it to be able to stop it, type of thing, right? You have to learn about a disease in order to find the cure to the disease. Okay, so they might try to use some kind of argument of, like, you could learn things even if those are bad source. There may be some truth in it or whatever, right? But there's a direct refutation in this, and we brought it up before on the show. But there's a well-known hadith. I believe the grading is Hassan or good, or maybe some may say it's weak, but it's a story about Umar radiallahu anh, right? When he was actually learning some stuff from the Torah from the Jews, right? And I got the hadith. Let me find it real quick. I'll read it. So where you go? So it's a hadith that Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anh came to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam with some written material he had got from one of the people of the book. He read it to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he got angry. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam got angry and said, "Are you confused about your religion, O son of al-Khattab? By the one in whose hand is my soul, I have brought it, the message of Islam, to you clear and pure. Do not ask them about anything, lest they tell you something true and you disbelieve it, or they tell you something false and you believe it. By the one in whose hand is my soul, if Musa were alive, he would have no option but to follow me." So, if Rasul sallallahu chastised Umar radiallahu anh from learning from the people of the book, people that Islamically were allowed to marry in certain conditions, people that have remnants of a book that was actually revealed to their prophet, right? He was chastising them for learning from that, saying, no, all you need is what I came with, the Quran, my Sunnah. I brought it pure and clean. And he warned them of why it's a warning of not to study that, because they might say something true and you'll disbelieve it just because they're not Muslim, or they might tell you something false and you will believe it. If they said that about the Torah, which was, diluted over time, but revealed by Allah to Musa alayhi salam, right? What would Rasul say about a satanic book?